Welcome to the Grit Behind the Grind podcast, where we dive deep into raw, unfiltered journey of entrepreneurship, fitness, mental health, and building businesses from the ground up. I'm Eric Rowell, co-founder of Grit and Grind Coffee, real estate developer, fitness enthusiast, dad, and husband.
And I'm Destiny Rowell, co-founder of Grit and Grind Coffee, creative, brand strategist, and above all, mom and wife, bringing you real talk on what it takes to thrive as a business owner, especially when you're doing it alongside your partner. Here, we don't just focus on the wins. We dig deep into the struggles, the sacrifices, and the daily grind that it takes to make it all possible. So tune in, subscribe, and get ready to uncover the grit behind the grind.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Grit Behind the Grind podcast. Today, I am super excited to bring our guest, somebody who we've been knowing and getting to really do business with here for the past few years. He's somebody who's been a player in the mobile coffee industry. And, you know, that's a lot of people who check us out for resources. So without further ado, man, Brian, tell us a little bit about you and, you know, who you are and what you're doing right now.
First of all, Eric, thanks so much for having me on today's podcast, and excited to talk to you about this crazy, fun industry we both live in and exist in. So my name is Brian Fuente. I'm the founder and CEO of Aero Build. We are a trailer manufacturer based in Nashville, and we primarily build mobile coffee shops, and we've built hundreds since I launched we started building in 2018. And so, that's primarily what we build is mobile coffee shops.
You didn't start out doing mobile coffee shops though, right? I mean, as far as trailers, where did you start?
So in 2017, let's go back a little bit. So I came to Nashville in 2007 to pursue a music career, and I hustled and hustled and hustled for many years, and finally got to the point where, you know, it was becoming more challenging to make ends meet, and so I had this idea to convert an old camper into a mobile bar. And so at that time, this is in 17, I didn't know anything about renovating trailers, but I happened to find a guy that was building these really cool retro style concession trailers. And so we sent this guy some money, and he was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and had him build this really cool, just empty camper shell for me. We brought it to Nashville. We outfitted it into Nashville's first mobile bar, which was a company that I started called the Aero Bar, and it was just an overnight success. And to this day, we're the largest and longest running private event bartending service and mobile coffee service in Nashville. And it started off in that trailer, and so people started seeing the trailer and like, can you build one for my retail shop? Can you renovate our Airstream? We were just getting calls after calls after calls. And so long story short, we started renovating trailers for people and buying these empty shells from this guy and outfitting them into different shops. And long story short, we ended up buying his little company, brought it to Nashville, and now we have a full production facility here in Nashville. We put out over 100 units a year, and so it's been quite the journey, and we can't seem to slow down. So it's been great.
Yeah, dude, we love it. Me and Destiny actually came up there to visit your location in Nashville. What was that? Probably like a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago now.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's really because we seen what you guys were building, and it was the brand. Like, we was like, man, I don't know who these people are, but we feel like we're very relatable and like-minded. We need to get in the same room with these people. And then ever since then, we've kind of been, doing business together. And I think you guys are similar to where we were. It's like we solved a problem that we needed solving, right? For our business model. You had the bar, and then we had the mobile coffee units, and then people would come to us and they're like, man, I really like that style. I like that vibe. Right. Can you help me, coach me? You know what I mean? Whatever that looks like. And then that turned itself into a whole nother business. And honestly, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, man, yeah, I love serving coffee and I love this business that I'm in, but creating opportunities for other people and just solving other people's problems and just being that resource for them is very fulfilling.
Yeah. And that's where we align. I think there's also something about your brand too, that there's great classic design. And, we also, when we launched the Aero Bar, there were food trucks and there were different trailers, but I saw a great need for something different and something really beautiful. And so we really paid attention to all the aesthetic details. And I think that's also what set us apart. And so when you're operating a mobile shop, it's so crucial to have, great design and and set yourself apart from the standard food truck or cargo trailer. We did just that. And I think had we not paid attention to the details, we wouldn't be where we are today. And
Yeah.
so same for you guys, you've got a super clean brand. You do got great social media, classic, simple logo. All those things are what really, I think set you guys apart. And I think that's really important in building a brand.
Yeah. So you guys started in 2017 with Air. When you acquired that other company, what year was that?
That was 2019.
2019. Okay. Because I know from a lot of our audience is probably mobile coffee entrepreneurs. And from the outside looking in, Aero Build is the staple piece for mobile coffee. You know what I mean? You can ask anybody. It's a very well-known fact that, hey, like if you want a premium trailer, you go see, Aero Build. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, when did that happen? Because we got into the coffee game in 2022. You acquired that. How many trailers, you know what I mean, have you done? Do you have a count, like how many you've produced for other mobile coffee entrepreneurs?
Uh, I would say coffee, well over 300. Um,
Wow.
so we've scaled. I mean, I think from 2019 we were putting out, maybe 15 units a year, and each year the demand has just been there. And I think too, like, we've doubled down on coffee, and we've become that's what we do, and we're experts in that field. So people are drawn to us. They come to us to help them launch their business. And I think because of the great customers that we have talking really great about our brand, so the referrals as well as just years of doing this, I think there's a lot of trust in what we do, and it's because we pay attention not only to the aesthetic, the great design, but also quality. And the last thing I want people to do is have to worry about any issues with their trailer. We want them out making money and building their brand and building community with the trailer that we built for them. So I've seen, uh, you know, I've seen other companies do stuff that just I can't get behind, and we want to strive to be the best in the industry, and quality is number one for us. And so I can't say the very first trailer I built was great, but I can tell you that what we built today is fantastic. And I think it's it's because of my team, and we've had people that have been with me for 4 or 5 years, and they work really hard, and they really care, and they're passionate about what we do and helping our customers succeed.
Yeah, I know. I love that. Y'all's location that you were producing these trailers at, do you have any basically like vision, or is it in the roadmap to increase your manufacturing facility, right? Because you said you were doing like 15 trailers in the beginning, and I know now you guys are doing way more than that. So are you growing into a new location?
Yeah, we are busting at the seams where we currently are. So we're exploring potential new opportunities here in Nashville, new space, and we have some new products that we want to launch as well. We've got a new bar cart line that we're about to launch. We we will continue on the mobile coffee side, but there's also, I mean, Eric, we just built a really beautiful donut shop. We built a retail candy shop. We can do, we can put hood systems and griddles in. We've got a taco shop sitting out that's been completed for a minute out on our lot right now. So we're starting to diversify. Coffee is still our number one product line, but we know how to build a heck of a trailer, so why not expand our offerings by having these other businesses that we can build.
Yeah, I know when we were just getting started, we created this pros and cons list, right? We was like, man, I know that my community needs a coffee shop, but however, I don't want to commit to a 5-year lease and, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why we went the mobile unit. That's why I think that, like you identified already, is the mobile coffee game is kind of really booming. And I think it has a lot to do with that. Like you can test concept. It doesn't matter if it's a taco truck. It doesn't matter if it's a coffee, but you do it on the mobile scale. It allows you as an investor, business owner to say, hey, I'm fixing to test this concept before I go
Right.
all in. And then once it's verified, that's whenever you burn the boats.
That's
So
exactly right. And we see that all the time. I mean, we see our customers start off in a trailer and then they're in a brick and mortar, a year or two later. And then also on the flip side, we're seeing some really successful brick and mortars with multiple locations that are wanting to go mobile. So um, we, but it is such a great entry point. I mean, for me, it was a no-brainer. It was a low risk. I knew that financially I could make it happen, and and I didn't bite off more than I could chew from the beginning. And I built a great brand out of that one trailer. Now we could go open multiple brick and mortars and be successful. And so it's yeah, it's really cool to see what people how what they do with their brands. And I can tell you that the majority of our customers over the past 6-7 years are still operating in business, and it's not only a fun industry, but it's also a way to support your family and build a killer brand.
yeah, no doubt. And as an investor, I always like to look at resale value. And that's one of the things that I've identified about your product is, I created the Mobile Coffee Entrepreneurs Group. There's like 40,000 people in there. And I get to see a lot of these small businesses that kind of start up. And then what do they look like a year, 2 years down the road? And most of the time, these people are continuously successful. They're not opening and shutting down, but you do see those ones that come in, they're like, this wasn't the right fit for me. Or they grow and gravitate into a brick and mortar. So they resell their product, their trailer. And what
Yeah.
I've noticed is the resale value on these things are phenomenal. What are you seeing in the market compared to that?
Well, I think, yeah, if you're getting out of it, it's because you've outgrown it or you have chosen a different path. I think for us, it's very rare that we see our customers sell their trailers. And if they do, they're typically more expensive than what we sell them for because they're readily available. So the resale value of an Aero Build is really great, although you rarely see one for sale. But when you do, they go pretty fast. But yeah, I think, some customers I know, like one guy retired and he was just ready to relax. And so, it's again, I think it's quite rare that people get out of it because it's just a great way to connect with the community and build that community as well as quit your 9 to 5 and maintain that. I think the mobile coffee world is just we're just getting started.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. I just think about anytime that I'm putting my dollars into a bucket, I want to say, okay, what are the pros and cons? And we just now hit 2 pros right off the bat. And those pros is going to be, okay, well, it's lower upfront cost to get started. And then
Right.
also, if I had to liquidate, then the resale value is great. Now, I encourage everyone, like when they're getting started, you need a pros and cons list. You know what I mean? You need to know the strategy and the investment type that you're going to be in. So,
For sure. And I think the majority of our inquiries and customers have never even worked behind an espresso machine. And so that's really cool to help people from the very early stages of their business and help them be successful post delivery. You know, there's just a great it's just a killer opportunity. I think people see it, they're like, okay, here's an opportunity to have a turnkey operation that doesn't cost a whole lot of money, that I can test the waters, I can go see if I can be an entrepreneur. And like I said, I mean, most people they test it and it works. So it's that's we wouldn't be doing this if people weren't successful. That is our, that's and same for you guys. You guys are building an incredible company, and expanding, and it's because of the industry and the great brand and the good people behind it is what is driving all this. And I think it's it's a testament to the hard work that we've put in to get to help people be successful.
Yeah, 1000%. I think that if you're doing business or just life in general, and you have that trait to where like you don't want to be at the top, like you make it to the next ladder rung and then you pull somebody else up. Like it's all about paying it forward. When you live a life like that, dude, prosperity and positive things, they just happen. I really believe in energy attracts energy. You know what I'm saying? And if you have that type
100%.
of giving heart, it comes back to you.
One of my favorite things, Eric, is so my office is elevated. It's on the second floor, but I get to see when customers pull up, and oftentimes before I go out there, you can just see them jump out of their car, and the tears and the excitement, and it just is a reminder of what we do. And I remember the first time I went to go pick up my trailer, my wife and I were holding hands. I had taken a home equity line of credit on my house. I had no money, and it's this brand new idea. And we went and met the guy. He rolled up the bay door, and it was just like this moment that I'll never forget. And I get to see that in our customers and share that experience with them. And it's something that's really hard to even explain how amazing it is. And so oftentimes it's the husband and wife and their kids, and the kids are all excited. They're walking around the trailer, and then we do a ribbon cutting and all that. But it's it is as an entrepreneur, as a someone who is just getting into entrepreneurship, it can be that when you send a deposit to start your new business, it can be scary. And so when oftentimes when we see these customers come here, it's just they realize that this is exactly what they wanted to do and where they needed to be, and then they go off and do amazing things with their business.
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome. I agree with that 100%. What are some of the tips that you can give mobile coffee entrepreneurs that you've seen, maybe some of the biggest questions after they get their trailer? What are some of the questions that your team receives, if you can think of some of those?
That's a good question. I mean, I think we do a good job of, because typically we have a 3 to 4 month lead time on our trailers, and during that time, there's a ton of back and forth, and we answer a lot of questions. So hopefully, customers are feeling pretty confident once they go into business. A lot of it is, dealing with health departments and getting prepared for that, and we walk them through all that, and when it comes to health departments, it depends on who you get and how they're feeling that day, and how the inspector, if you got good sleep the night before. So sometimes we have to coach them through how to get prepared for your health inspection. There's somebody texted me yesterday, hey, do you have unique ways of getting the generator in and out of the trailer? So we send them a link to a ramp that you can, just roll it up. There's just, each customer is unique, but I will say that we do a good job of educating them during the process, so that way when they get their trailer, then they're set up for success. A lot of customers have never even trailered before, so that's always a big scary moment for people when they're thinking that this is going to be so challenging and difficult. But once they hook up and they go, it's these things, they tow so great, so it's becomes less of a challenge for them. And once you get the hang of it, and you guys know, like once you do 2, 3, 4 events, you get the hang of your business, and it's you'll build it how you want, and you evolve. But yeah, I mean, it's I feel like we do a pretty good job of educating our customers during the process.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We've actually, done business with you, right? And I've seen that each step of the way. You guys seem very similar to what we do. And it's basically, you try to make sure that you answer all the questions before the customer gets the product. But once the customer does get the product, if you start to see these questions start to come up often, you'll build a resource around that.
Right. Right.
I remember that, Robert on your team, man, he's great, and he sent me a link for, I can't remember what it was now, but it was basically he could have just sent me the link for the item that I needed to order, but instead he took a little bit of time and he built it out on a sheet, and it had several different links from all the similar items. And I was like, I just valued how he put that together. You know what I mean? It's exactly how we would have done it. So
I'm glad you had a good experience with Robert. I think he's well versed in this space. He's been with me for over 4 years now and has sold hundreds of coffee shops. And so he's very passionate about what we do and helping customers. And I know that, we still talk to customers from years ago, and, we talk about, the success and there's, like I said, we've learned a lot. We have a playbook on how to be successful. And, there's there's a lot to starting the business, but I feel like we really help our customers succeed.
yeah, I think there's a lesson in there. There's multiple ways that you can kind of handle any situation, but if you keep the customers first, like you want to make sure that their experience is greater than anything else. All of these things kind of stay aligned, and this allows us to keep those repeat customers because, some of the questions that we get is, big thing is health department. Like if we're consulting somebody or helping someone to get started, you kind of nailed the nail on the head. It's basically like, what do I need to do? Because that's a very challenging, thing for a new business owner who's never put together a health department packet. And honestly, they have the expertise and the knowledge to do it. They just want a little bit of guidance to make sure, you know what I mean? Hey, are you sure this is how I need to do it before I present it? A little validation piece.
Right.
Beyond that, it's kind of marketing.
It is. And, it depends on where you live. Not every health department is all that easy to access. And that's where we step in and we start picking up the phone and trying to help our customers. I mean, I won't name some states, but some are more challenging than others. Fortunately, like, okay, I'll name a state. California is challenging.
He said,
California,
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. California is challenging, and any of our California customers would agree with me. But we are now able to actually get an insignia on our trailers that for the state of California. So we are building California compliant trailers. States like Washington, even Kentucky are challenging when it comes to plumbing and electrical. And we've over the years we've learned what they expect, and we build units that will pass inspection. And so I think it's that's the value that we provide, and we will always work behind our with our clients and alongside them to make sure that they are compliant and they get in business as soon as they possibly can.
Yeah. That kind of brings me to my next question. And it's kind of, how do you see the future of mobile coffee evolving? And then like, what is Aero doing specifically to make sure that they kind of stay ahead of that game?
So I think for us, we are trying to. You see behind me, this is another product that we introduced, which in 2023, which is Coast, which is an all-electric travel trailer. And so one of the things that we are working towards is building more technology inside of these units. We are actually working with the University of Tennessee on app-based technology that you can monitor your business with your phone. So what I mean by that is introducing more battery and inverters so you can not rely on generators. And with that, we have a proprietary app where you can see your energy usage, you can control your lighting, you can do all kind of things. And so we want to be innovative in the space, and that's part of our plan over the next 2-3 years is to build technology into these things. And so taking it from a standard trailer to a tech forward coffee shop is where we're headed.
Yeah, no, I love that. A lot of people come to our brand and they say, hey, do I want to go build out my own coffee shop, or do I want to partner with Grit and Grind? Same thing with Aero Build. And it's like, hey, yeah, I can go do this, but how many trailers am I going to build out before I learn that right bar flow? Or am I going to go over here and leverage the Aeros team and say, hey, you've already built out 300 trailers. You know what I mean? You've worked through all of these different pain points. You've learned what the health departments need, and go spend to make sure I'm getting a premium product. And that kind of, hits on that. It's like, we figure out how to get to the next level, and then we're not ever content at that level. It's
Right.
always pushing the envelope to make sure that we're producing and, providing a better quality product.
The other thing too is we're interested in, potentially different shapes and sizes, and also new designs, and we're always exploring uh, new, wall patterns or different options for to make make them super unique. And so, and then also just the bit like we're always seeing what's out there from the manufacturing side too, like new flooring to new countertop material to different things like that. So we're all, constantly striving to be the best, and it's just like you guys, you always want to push the limit. You always want to like try to stay on top of things, because honestly, I think the trailer industry is always there's not been a lot of innovation. It's just it's kind of it's like it sits 5 to 10 years behind, and so we want to be on top of it, and certainly innovate in the space.
Yeah, for sure. What made you guys start looking at the cart models, and when are you planning on launching that?
So, as far as the cart model, I think for us it was okay. So you don't want to really dive into a 55, $60,000 trailer, but you want to start a business. Okay, well, here's a product that we can offer you. And so the carts that we're launching next month are collapsible. They can fit right in the back of your SUV or your car. They're super lightweight, ultra durable. They're it's just a way for us to offer our customers a different entry point into the industry, and it also allows for they're collapsible as well as reversible. So you can get them in black. You can just reverse the walls, and you have a black cart or a white cart, and then we can even put your logo on it and that kind of thing. And it'll have a pitcher rinser and knock box and all that. So it's a fully functional cart. Um, we also sell coffee equipment too, so we can do a complete outfit for our customers as well. So that's something we're looking to launch next month. We haven't announced that yet, but there's a few customers that actually have them already, so they've been super happy with them, and that's part of our goal here to wrap up the quarter with the launch of the new carts.
That's awesome, because I feel like the carts are an evolution piece of the coffee business owner. So it doesn't matter where you start. I mean, it could be the cart, it could be the trailer or brick and mortar. But like you said earlier, even if you start with the brick and mortar, you want to add the trailer piece for an event style. And then
Right.
some events that we do, we need the cart because they want us to be indoors. And it's just a different vibe and unique experience for that customer. So we actually have all three, brick and mortars, trailers, and carts. And it
Right.
doesn't really matter where you start. I think they're all serve a purpose.
Yeah. At Aero Bar, I think we have 16 or 17 carts, and they're constantly being rented. It's also a great way. I mean, you can, from a price standpoint, you can charge for the cart rental. You can charge, there's different ways to monetize that too, and it allows you to do indoor events rather than having to just focus on outdoor events with the trailer. Or it could be you have a trailer and the cart, just like you guys do. Obviously, you have brick and mortar too, but where you can do multiple events at one time. And so it's there are different uses for it, but we're excited to launch it, and we think it's going to be really a nice addition to our existing brand.
Yeah, no, for sure. If we're wrapping this up and thinking about, these people that are looking to get in the mobile coffee industry, they don't know exactly where to start. What are some of the things maybe that we can tell them, tips, tricks, or, due diligence piece, just, do you think that could be beneficial for that audience?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges that we are faced with, we get hundreds of leads a month, and I think people just, if you're feeling like this is the next step for you, just pick up the phone and call us, because it is a great industry. And so many people are scared to do that. They're scared of the idea of running their own business or quitting their 9 to 5. But we wouldn't be doing this if people weren't successful. And had I not picked up the phone and taken a home equity line of credit on my own house to do this, I wouldn't be here today talking to you. And I think it's an industry, doesn't matter what size community you live in. If it's 5,000 people or 500,000 people, there is an opportunity there for this industry, or for mobile coffee. And so I just encourage people to really, dig deep and dive deep into this, and see if it's something that they really are passionate about. And if so, just like take the leap, like just do it. I think it's I know 55 or $60,000 may seem like a lot of money, and it is, but we all know how successful you can be and how quickly that becomes just a nominal number. And now that we have the cards too, it's a more affordable way to get into the business, to see if this is something you want to do. I just say take the leap, pick up the phone and call, ask questions, go to the Facebook group and ask questions. It's a great industry. It's a lot of fun, and we've seen the success of so many all over the world. I mean, we've sent these things to Canada, to Europe, Hawaii, Virgin Islands, and everywhere in between. So there is the mobile coffee world is not slowing down.
Yeah. How do they get in touch with you? Like, where do they go to find this phone number, and then also like your website and everything?
Yeah. So our website is aerobuild.co. It's AEROBUILD.co. And then from there, you can find all of our information, and there's an inquiry form. We even have a new business readiness assessment test too that we're launching. So you can fill out this quick 10-minute questionnaire, and it'll tell you, are you ready to do this, or do we need to wait a few months and kind of, coach you through the next step. So be on the lookout for that stuff, but we're certainly here to support and want to help other entrepreneurs launch their businesses.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on here with me, Brian. I appreciate you, giving our audience a little bit of information around this whole industry. Like I said, it's been great getting to know you, and then also kind of doing business with you and all those. But until next time, everybody, no grit, no pearl.